All season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Don't fall behind on your home improvement projects. First Federal of Greene County's home improvement loans can help. Planning to remodel your kitchen or bathroom? Considering an addition, patio, or new roof? First Federal offers FHA Title I home improvement loans, home equity loans, construction loans, and owner-builder loans. With offices in Fayette, Greene, and Washington counties, your loan stays here. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture, take the road to your perfect home.
Chris Parker Jr., October is the month for tricks or treats.
No tricks here at Autoland Hyundai. It's all treats. Everyone who purchases a new Hyundai is treated to America's best warranty. Plus, sweet deals on our selection of remaining new 25, all with amazing incentives. Plus, 0% financing is back.
I'm listening.
The deals are sweet with 0% financing for 60 months on new 2025 Tucson all-wheel drive. And there's the 25 Santa Fe third-row SUV with 1.99% financing for 60 months or up to $4,500 bonus cash.
Payments are always important. How about a lease?
For economy and fuel efficiency, lease a remaining 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $199 per month. Just see us for details.
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4HRT, or visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Ready to update your home? Find what you need at Zen's Construction Warehouse. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff will be happy to help you the old-fashioned way. Zen's is open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 2. 485 Walnut Hill Road in Continental. Zen's Construction Warehouse, 724-366-8274. Or visit Zen's Construction Warehouse's Facebook page.
Zen's Construction Warehouse, our surplus, your savings.
For the best lunch spot in town, visit Titlow Tavern and Grill on West Main Street in Uniontown. Serving up lunch including daily specials and daily dinner specials, including Wednesday pasta and parm nights with chicken parm for $15 and veal parm for $19. And half-priced apps and $1 off drinks during happy hour Tuesday through Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. and Saturday from 9 to 10. Titlows is also booking private parties. Call them today, 724-437-6749, or order online.
I'll tell you what, folks, I just sat down with my budget worksheet, pencil, paper, and a calculator. And you know what? I cut my expenditures by 15.1%. That's real savings, and I froze my salary, saving the taxpayers over $1,800. I'm doing this to try to save money for the residents of Fayette County because the commissioners have raised your taxes 78.2% in just 6 years. That's not right. On November 4th, 2025, vote for me, John Marietta, for Recorder of Deeds. Let's keep fighting for fiscal sanity and protect your hard-earned money.
'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of John Marietta and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Fayette County Recorder of Deeds Office or Fayette County government. This program is privately produced and funded, and no county resources are used for its production or promotion.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was trucking up the highway, minding my own lane, with some dude in a Prius went and flipped me off. Guess my redneck hit him wrong. Seems like everyone these days is a ticking time bomb full of hate for folks like me who don't agree and ain't ever gonna change. And it gets me thinking, leave this long-haired country boy alone.
Hey everybody, this is John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly, and it's another Trumptastic day here in Fayette County. Today's show is being brought to you by Mauser's Garage and Tire Center, PatriotsOnline.com, Fayette County Recovery Storage in U-Haul, Country Motor Sales, Gunslingers in Connellsville, JB Market in Dunbar, Thundering Hills Feed and Supply, Solid Foundation Ministry, New Life Free Methodist Church, Highline Motorsports, Gun Owners of America, Hillbilly Jon Radio, John Marietta for We the People, Powerline Speedway, Fayette County MAGA Patriots Group, and Fayette Structures. I tell you what, it was a busy weekend, but I want to tell you all something. We might not have sold out the State Theater, but if you missed the show, it was unbelievable. I mean, it was just an unbelievable thing. We know that we did a really good.
Filled up the bottom.
Well,
over 700 people were
There's
there.
over 700 people, and and 700 plus. We don't know exactly what the plus part of it is going to be yet. We'll find out in a day or so. But it was a really good deal. Iredine was amazing, and Lee Greenwood was amazing.
Retro Rodeo was good, and
I'll tell you what,
all the guys.
I'm gonna tell you, Nick Polito did a wonderful job, and so did and Jonah Klein.
Yeah.
We had to cut him back because we was under time restraint. We had to get everybody in, but guess what? We'll figure out how to do it again in a bigger way someday. So that's where we're at. How good and pleasant is it when God's people live together in unity? That's Psalms 131:1, verse 1. Folks, I'll tell you what. Last Saturday night proved that verse true, because when we saw what we saw at the State Theater in Uniontown wasn't just a concert; it was fellowship. When Lee Greenwood sang "God Bless America," or "God Bless the USA," and Iredine fired up the crowd, you could feel something bigger than politics in that room. You could feel faith. You could feel patriotism, and you could feel a community coming together. And there was over 700 people there. I'll reiterate that. People from every walk of life, farmers, veterans, moms, students, church families stood shoulder to shoulder, hand over heart, and reminded each other what Fayette County is made of. It wasn't about left or right. It was about right and wrong. Faith and freedom. Neighbor helping neighbor. And let me tell you the results, because this county delivered. Thanks to your generosity, we're able to raise $3,375 for Turning Point USA, helping send young Americans to Amerifest in 2025. That's right in Phoenix, and launching Turning Point Faith chapters right here close to home. And another $1,125 is already on its way to the Pennsylvania Farming Network, helping our heroes rebuild their lives and livelihoods through hard work in the land they love. And that's what real charity looks like. Not words, but action. Now, as the music fades and the headlines talk about the Democratic-led government shutdown, families across our county are wondering if their SNAP benefits will keep coming. We're not going to wait on Washington, D.C. to figure it out. That's why we've partnered with Solid Foundation Ministries to provide $50 grocery gift cards for families who need a little help to get through this mess. Or if you know someone, if you or someone you know needs assistance, you can visit my website. It's johnmarietta.com/snap, capital SNAP. That's johnmarietta.com/snap, and fill out the form. Every penny raised goes straight helping families right here in Fayette County. Saturday night show, what happens what happens when good people come together. Veterans honored, youth empowered, hungry families helped, and communities standing firm on faith. That's America. That's the America I believe in also. And that's Fayette County. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank everyone. I mean everyone who bought a ticket, sang along, prayed, donated, or just showed up to be part of something positive. The world may be divided, but in this little corner of Pennsylvania, we still know how to come together because faith still moves mountains, freedom still matters, and fellowship still feeds the soul. I'm just so glad that how it all worked out. There was so many. There was people there, and we don't. The reason we don't know because we don't know how many people were in the balcony. We haven't been able to figure that out yet exactly, and that's partly the glitch on my part. I guess I should have just walked up there and countered, but I didn't have time. With everything you do, no matter what it is, I don't care if you're plowing a field, like Larry Doherty, or you're trying to keep goats penned up. There's always a problem that has to be dealt with at the last minute, and and we dealt with almost everything. We had some people there that weren't too nice, and we had to have them. We had to ask them to leave, and actually they left on their own accord. Because when the sheriff's deputies showed up, they were
texting messages that were not appropriate.
Yeah, they were, and we were able to find out some things, and it's just unbelievable that people do what they do. I can't believe it.
But it was still nice. It was still a beautiful crowd. Beautiful evening.
Gosh.
Uniontown was at its best. I know people that went to restaurants here before the concert. People thanking me. I appreciate all the kind words that have been said, but they were really proud to be part of a concert. In fact, I saw, as I was going in, people that won tickets from WMBS for standing there waiting in line. And two people that I know that work at my Bell Vernon Walmart. I said, "Hey, you ladies." It was nice to see some familiar faces there early on. And they said, "We won tickets from the WMBS radio." They were so excited.
And I will tell you, I tried to talk to as many people as I could, and I tried to be as personable as I could. But that was the toughest thing. It was. I mean, I did what I could do, and we talked to people, and we got to meet Lee Greenwood and spoke to him for a few minutes. And
some of the things that the people told me that they liked was that each band. So we had a variety of music there. It wasn't just one or two bands.
Yeah,
we had little snippets of each. Of the local bands here, that they liked that those bands shared a little personal information of writing the songs and the journey that it took them to get where they are and how they got there. And people find that real interesting and they said Lee Greenwood did the same thing when he was up there talking, sharing experiences that he's had in his career. And it adds a little warmth to it. You feel like they're letting you in on their life. Yeah. And it was pretty special. So it wasn't just a concert, it was just a uniting of great people who really loved the show. I mean, they thanked me all night and continue to thank me with messages.
Yeah, we're good. I mean,
do this again, they said, do this again. And you know what the funny thing is? Well, one said in particular, how about country? How about something else? Well, yeah, we're looking into anything. How about polka music? We can do all kinds of things at the State Theater and focus on different kinds. Let us know what you like and want to hear. A Christian gospel event at the State Theater would be wonderful too. Let's celebrate Fayette County in many different ways. So
we'll work this out as time goes on, and like I said, and I believe there's going to be some upcoming announcements for some other things happening. It was a great time. Larry, I want to hear your take on it because you were there through the whole thing.
Yeah.
You sit there and was very quiet
with his wife.
And you were there with your wife, and like I said, did you have anything you'd want to share with anybody?
Well, I mean, it was just a great concert. Really enjoyed myself. My wife did too. We got to meet Lee Greenwood, of course. Mm-hmm. That was a big highlight, especially with all of his music and everything like that, and especially being overseas and really being able to see and meet the songwriter that actually sang the songs that motivated us. And the crowd was great. It was an awesome night, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm actually still on cloud nine. We went out to Applebee's afterwards and stuff. So it was definitely a really great night.
Yeah.
So
it was lights shining here in Fayette County. I saw somebody before the concert was a veteran, and I think I was talking to you about it, Larry, backstage. He must be from Uniontown or Fayette County, and he said that he met Lee Greenwood and Bob Hope on stage at one of the USO tours that Lee Greenwood was on in 1987 somewhere. And I messaged him and says, "Oh my gosh, thank you for your service. Why don't you come to the concert and you can talk to Lee Greenwood about that event or that concert or things that you remember." That would be kind of special. But he never answered my message. But I thought that was pretty kind of cool that he did that. And Lee Greenwood has been doing that for years, way before this song became such a hit it is today. That was pretty neat. So do you want me to give Larry the money right now here? Or what do you think?
Yeah, you got the check wrote down, and I think we all did good.
Yeah, this is the check I'm going to present from the MAGA Conservatives of Pennsylvania. Are going to give you a check for $1,125. So here you go, Larry. And it's made out to the Pennsylvania. You can read it there. I don't have my glasses.
It's made out to the Pennsylvania Farming Network. So basically, it's going to be mailed to the chairperson, which is Mimi Booker, over in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And there's 4 or 5 board members that actually decide what they're going to do with it, as far as to maximize the benefit for local farmers and for the farmers of PA itself.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have anything to do with it. I'm just the representative, the proud representative of this great organization. And, I feel that, if you belong to an organization, you should do as much as possible to help with fundraising and things like that, and really get involved. So,
because it comes right back to us through our farmers and the agriculture and the food that we eat and this, products that we buy from them. So
exactly,
it really helps the community in many different ways, and we're happy to do that. And I think the headquarters is in Greensburg. Is that the state headquarters is in Greensburg, Westmoreland County?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So it's fairly local. So
yeah, we have a lot of farming in this neck of the woods too, don't we?
Oh my, we do. I know there's been a lot of backlash because there's only 3 veteran farms in Fayette County, which I'm one of them. But I'm obviously excluded from any grants or anything like that just because. I believe that some of the other farmers probably need more help than I do. I'm pretty much established now, so it would benefit them more than it would me, to be honest with you, as far as that way that it gives another farmer a hand up. I've been doing this for 11 years now, so I'm pretty much right where I need to be.
What do you farm on your land?
Heritage cattle and heritage pork.
Oh, do you?
So, I was telling John that one time I'm too lazy to be a crop farmer.
One of the things that I think he does is real neat, Melanie. That and you can explain that a little bit. If somebody would want to buy like a hog off you and have it processed, or you do beef also that way too. So explain that. It's kind of like a co-op program where you can lay away the beef until it's time to be processed, and then you pay. Go ahead, explain that, how it works.
Well, basically,
it was really neat. Yeah.
Basically what it is that most people, myself included, can't afford to buy a whole beef or a half a beef or quarter beef all at one time. Right. Same way with pork, and I raise the darn things. Mm-hmm. So what we decided, me and my wife decided to come up with, it's a CSA, and it's been around for crop farmers for decades, and that's Community Support Agriculture. And basically what it is, it's a layaway plan where basically we have the contracts, and they fill out, like if they want a quarter of a beef, they fill out, and then they pay monthly payments until the beef goes into the processor. So whenever they get the beef out, it's totally paid for, and they go home with a quarter, half, whole beef, same way with a hog.
Oh, that's great.
So, instead of having to come up with $1,000, $1,200, $1,500 at one time, they pay over the course of the time, and then by the time the processing is done, it's totally paid for, and they come pick up their share.
It's like Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Put it away, save it, and then you got something. And so where can they go? Is there an online website, or can they call you by phone?
Yeah, they can call me at the farm, or they can just send me a Facebook message.
Okay, what is your Facebook page?
It just message me Larry Doherty.
Larry Doherty,
Yeah.
DAUGHERTY.
Yeah.
We could probably, I could probably we
Put
could,
a link on
we
the.
could probably do a link somehow with
Yeah.
the radio show, and I'll try to help you out as much as I can.
On my MAGA page, too.
On the MAGA page, or we could do it. Maybe we could do it through. Maybe we could do it through the Hillbilly Thunder page too. I can't. I know I can't do it through my campaign.
What if someone like I don't need a whole cow? You know what I mean? You don't need. You just want to buy.
Certain cuts?
Yeah, is that available?
Actually, it is. We have a small store on the farm, and we're actually USDA and also Department of Ag certified. So it's totally above board, and we use a local USDA processor, and we're Department of Ag certified in order to sell by the pound.
Oh,
So,
okay, great. So I can come in for some steaks then, maybe roasts. And
Yes,
stuff
ma'am.
Like that? Yeah, forget the Walmart Giant Equal stuff. I'm going to Larry's place.
Well, and
nothing like the good stuff. Nothing like
and there's a lot of farmers that do this, and but most of them do it through the processor. But Larry's a little different. He has a store right at his place, and they also do you have a food truck also, like you do hog roast, and you do
not so much hog roast, but more like catered events and like pulled pork and things like that that's sourced from the farm.
you had it at the vigil for Charlie Kirk, and it was excellent.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Just the smell of that, smoked pork there just gets me drooling. That was great. Thank you for doing that. That was very generous and kind. So yes, can you buy that pork that you make in that store?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, we can sell by the quart and the pint, whatever. So
I have that for Thanksgiving this year instead of a turkey. Let's have a pig, Larry's pork.
Well, you had a turkey dinner the other night.
Yeah, we did. We did have Thanksgiving. Yeah, a little pre-Thanksgiving dinner at your place, John. It was wonderful.
Yeah. And I'm spoiled. I am. My wife's a very good cook, I enjoy. Really, I do. I enjoy eating local pork because, the same way with turkeys too.
Turkeys, yeah.
People don't have no idea until they've eaten a real fresh turkey what it's like.
Yep, absolutely.
I was a meat cutter for 40 years, and I will tell you that there's when I raised my own turkeys and I processed them myself, the flavor was just completely different. And when it's not sitting somewhere in a cold storage for
6 months.
Actually, a lot of people don't know this, but your frozen turkeys, they start processing them pretty much the day after Thanksgiving every year.
Wow.
For the next year, so that's how they do it. Because when we used to buy turkeys, you'd have to book them out almost a year in advance. Well, at least 6 months is the way it worked, because and then you'd buy turkeys from your whatever warehouse you dealt with. Plus, then you go out on the open market and try to buy them at the best price you could to compensate. Because, when I worked at Moss's, the craziest thing we ever done, I think we sold turkeys for 38 cents a pound one year, and oh my gosh, it was I don't think for the first 4 or 5 days of the sale, I don't think they limited them. And there was people going around with buggies of turkeys.
Oh my!
Yeah,
it was amazing.
How many animals do you have over there, on average? Beef and.
Should I say that on the radio? My wife's listening. She doesn't know. We
5, 10, or like what?
We usually run about 15 head of Galloway cattle, and that includes the steers and the mama cows and the bulls. And then we've had upwards of 60 to 70 pigs on the farm.
Oh, wow.
So Yeah, it keeps us pretty busy.
Wow, you got to feed them twice a day, once a day?
Well, actually, we went through all automated stuff. So we've got these big 2-ton feeders that we set out, and they're in pastures. I'm a little bit lazy. I was telling John the one time, I'm lazy. I don't like cleaning barns. So we have them all out on pastures except when they start farrowing. So we're able to keep them out there on, God's grace and sunshine. So, and that's what makes them better.
Yeah, that sure does.
Back in the day, the farmers raised hogs. They called them they raised them for their mortgages. That's what they did.
Mortgage lifters, yeah.
That's what they did. They would pay them because their mortgage would be due like in whatever right around in November before the end of the year, and they'd raise hogs. They'd raise hogs. That's how they paid their mortgage every year. And the other thing is, a lot of people don't realize the hogs can clear a piece of ground in a hurry.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're better than goats.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're actually mini bulldozers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Never heard that.
Yeah, they'll clear a piece of property. The problem,
maybe you could rent them out to some people who don't want to cut their grass.
well, I don't know.
Pigs on the
that
front
one works so
lawn.
well unless you want to walk in ruts all the time. But like he says, they'll cut ruts right in, and that's what we call them, mini bulldozers, because but they'll clear ground. They'll clear ground off to the dirt if you let them.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
wow.
Because they like to eat grass, and a lot of people, and most of your commercial farms, hogs never even get. They don't get no grass at all, or they don't no hay or nothing like that. So they actually move them in a circle, most of them on cement floors, and that's how they do it. But anyways. We got so much stuff going on. I can't say enough about how the concert. We're going to talk again tomorrow about it also, because the people from Turning Point are coming in. But we wanted to get Larry in here on Monday with the farmers, the veteran farmers deal, and get him to talk about some things. Our veterans are precious to us. I mean, and we need to make sure we take care of them in any way we possibly can. I think sometimes and no, I know sometimes they get overlooked and they get forgotten because they're not taken care of. I mean, it's a deal where you have to where a veteran should never go without a safe place to sleep, proper medical care, and a meal and meals. And I think that we've fallen backwards on that over the years, and I think we need to take care of our veterans. And my brother served in the first Gulf War. Like I said, that was Desert Storm when he went over there, and actually he's not here with us because of that. I think of a lot of times that we overlook our veterans, and we all do it. Not just the government. I mean, we all do it. We don't pay enough attention. I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be able to sit on this radio show and talk the way we want to if it wasn't for our veterans. I mean, they've given everything for us.
Well, they were certainly recognized many times Saturday night at the concert, huh? I think every band that played recognized them and had veterans stand up. Larry, were you tired of standing up?
A little bit, yeah.
But and we had, I think, 95 veterans that came through the Vet Ticks website, and they came for free with their families or their children who they had. But all night long they kept saying, any veterans in the group. Lee Greenwood recognized them several times. I think they probably, I don't know, were they getting tired of that? Were you getting tired of all that recognition at the concert?
Well, we don't do it for recognition. I mean, so to me, it was a little. I mean, it was great. It was wonderful, but I'm a little embarrassed because I'm just not that type of guy. I just I just go
very humble and quiet. But it's kind of nice. I like that whenever I'm at an event and they recognize the veterans, because then you go and you shake their hand or thank them if they're sitting by you or near you. It just opens up conversation.
Well, a lot of people don't realize it, but that's one of the jobs of the Recorder of Deeds office. I mean, to take care of the DD-214s. I mean, that's what we're.
No, what's that? Explain that to me.
That'd be. Go ahead, Larry. You can explain it better. The DD-214 is their discharge papers from the service,
and it has all the important information on where they served at, the rank, their data file. Just pretty much a compacted sheet of their military experience, and including their awards. So it's for us. It's one of the holy grails, and we feel that it needs to be kept safe. Because a lot of public would want to come in and destroy that or for whatever reason.
Does each county keep their own records? Is that
Yes.
what it's up to?
Yeah.
So
Well, then there's also they also keep them in Missouri, right?
Yes. The National Archives.
It's the National Archives. But like ours are scanned in, and the new ones are all scanned in right now. And of course, when they bring their paperwork to us, we scan it into, and we it's digitized then, and at least we have it's digitized, so we have that as a backup for them. Besides, now the older ones that I have in the office. When I got there, the basement was in tatters. I mean, it needed to be taken care of. So we remodeled the basement a little bit at a time. We did it over about a year's time with different projects. One time I bought cabinets, and one time I took care of it. We did a floor, and I actually helped them tear the ceiling out. And I think some of the ceiling had dirt in it from 1812 when the place was built. But we got it taken care of, and we got. One of my goals was to make sure all them veterans records were put in a safe place and up off the ground, and we got that taken care of. I had cabinets built special cabinets built that they go into, and like I said, and it's in a secured area. We had a little bit of problem over. They wanted to try to use that area for to detain prisoners while they were waiting trial, and I said it can't be. I said it just can't be. I said then I actually it was kind of a little bit of a battle, but we took care of it. And our sheriff Jim Custer stood up for me, and he said there's just way too much going on here for us to have prisoners in here, and they wanted to move them. Then right away they wanted to move them into another area, and I said no. I said I got the veterans records taken care of. I said yeah, there's a couple empty cabinets here, but there's a purpose for all this the way we did it. So that's how we took care of it. And Larry knows. Larry. There's DD 214s. Actually, there's another designation on them prior to a certain date. But there's some really old ones in there. I mean, some of them was not. Some of them actually were from people who fought in the Civil War.
Oh, okay.
And I have them in there. War 8. I think the oldest ones I have. Some of them were from. I want to say 1843. I think that. I might have that number wrong, but I could look it up. But I think it's 1843, and some of them men fought in World 1812.
Wow.
So, actually, a lot of people don't know this, and I don't know if you knew this or not. But we had people from right here in Fayette County that fought at the Alamo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a couple of guys that did that, and there's a lot of history there, and nobody gets in them books. No one, because that's to me that's sacred. I mean that's and I make sure.
Is the room locked? Is it in a room that's locked?
Yeah, we keep them in, and there's always people to work in there, so nobody can get in there. So that's how I set it up. Before it was in cabinets, and it just scared me the way it was. I mean, it worked for a lot of years that way, but I upgraded that and made sure that was taken care of. Mm-hmm. Because you never know if there's you can always have water or something built up in the basement, and hopefully, I mean, that's, you never know what would happen.
Yeah.
So some of the older ones will be on the bottom shelves, so they're all up about 5 feet off the ground now. So, and they're in cabinets, and I'm really happy with the way that all turned out. I mean, I've taken it on the chin for a lot of this, but I just keep getting back up and doing what I need to do. That's all. I really believe not just with the veterans, but the two folks, the kind of people that I really try to do my best with is no matter what is the veterans and the farmers, and I think Larry, you cover that pretty good for us.
Oh, thank you.
I have, and I know you don't farm 100 acres, and I know that you're on a small deal, but these farmers they're hurting right now because the price of the diesel fuel, the price of the seed, the price of the fertilizer is what happened. And I think it's going to get adjusted. I think we're going to be able to adjust itself here over the next little bit. But the one thing that really has hurt these farmers in a big way is the property taxes.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, if you want to iterate on that, go ahead. I'll let you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's what keeps a lot of guys from buying land. I mean, I'm fortunate because I'm 100% disabled from the wounds that I suffered overseas in combat. So, the Pennsylvania deemed that I don't have to pay property taxes. And that's any veteran. That's, as long as you're 100%, you've earned, they said, we've earned the right to not have to worry about paying property taxes while we're living on our property.
Oh, wow.
And so that's been a blessing. But, I mean, for 40 acres plus what we do, we're looking at probably $2,700 if we had to pay that per year. And there's no way that, as a disabled vet, and that's where my money comes from, is a VA disability. And there's no way that I'd be able to afford to pay for that. And that was one of the turning points of being able to buy 40 acres and a mule, so to speak. But, that we knew that we were able to be qualified for that. So, and it's a blessing, but I mean, a lot of these farmers, they've got, 300, 400, 500 acres. And if you don't own your mineral rights, and that's what a lot of people don't realize, farmers don't own their mineral rights mostly in Fayette County, just because the land's been sold, resold, and the mineral rights don't go with it. We don't own the mineral rights. So, when EQT comes in, everybody says, hey, you're getting, big money for this or for that or whatever. No, it goes to the person that holds the mineral rights. It doesn't go to us. All we get is a headache and our land destroyed.
Yeah.
So
the surface rights is what you buy.
Yeah.
They got to pay for surface rights. I was fortunate. The property that we own, my wife's great grandfather owned, and everything was passed down.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I'm sitting on a big block of coal. I don't know if they'll ever come after it or not, but it's metallurgical coal, so I don't know if they'll ever come after it someday. There's an 80-acre block between me and my neighbors, and that they didn't take out when they were mining. We know it's been test drilled, but the gas a lot of people say, well, you got them gas wells. Well, okay, yeah, we do. But people don't realize I have to pay taxes on that money that comes back to me.
Exactly.
I mean, and so, and I look, I didn't fight no Indians for that. I did. We bought the property off of my wife's grandparents, and her parents gave us property too, and we were fortunate and all that. But like I said, when you start figuring out what you get paid, I mean, it's a blessing. God has blessed us that way, and we've been able to do some things in our lives that some people haven't got to do in Fayette County. But it's still we paid the taxes on that, property taxes on that for years, and then and her grandparents and her great grandparents, her grandparents, and her mother and father, and now us, and people don't realize the offset there probably isn't going to even itself out.
No,
it probably won't. Now if they take the coal out, but and of course we have timber too, but you still pay taxes on that when you cut it. So I mean people don't. Farmers pay more taxes than people have any idea, because they pay taxes on the fertilizer when they buy it, and of course it's offset a lot of times. I don't know about the seed, but I mean it's that's where it is, and we don't make enough in this country to. That's one thing I really am adamant about. Fertilizer we put it on our ground should be made right here in this country.
Yep.
The seed we're using, it should be right here in this country. We don't need to get it from Canada. It don't need to come from Mexico, and it sure as heck doesn't need to come from the Chinese.
Yep.
But that's where we're at. It takes petroleum to make fertilizer, and so I guess it's a circle, and as long as the circle keeps moving, and we'll be able to keep going that way.
Yep.
We're going to put in a test plot. We're going to put a test plot of winter wheat in this year, about 3 or 4 acres, maybe 5 acres, just to see. I'm probably going to end up feeding the deer, but and that's the other thing people don't realize. The deer are a pain. I mean, they are. They're a nuisance. I mean, everybody likes to eat venison, and I really like to eat venison, but the deer have been overwhelming us over the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, it looks like we're raising them now.
Well, I know on my property, I can go out and count 30 or 40 doe, just in there.
15 acres.
Yeah, and they bust my fences down where the cattle are, and they actually spread disease too.
Yeah,
worms.
There's a problem with that.
So
a lot of people don't realize that.
No. I mean, they're nice to look at, but boy, when they're in your field, not so much.
They feel like family on my property. They're hanging out in the driveway, and
we put a 5-acre test plot of corn in for somebody last year just to see how it worked out, and I felt bad for the gentleman who wanted to do it because he wanted to try to do like 20, 25 acres on our property, but I said let's try 5 and see how this works out, and of course last year we had a drought. There's no doubt about it. And the deer were looking for things to eat. And when that corn got to be about ankle high, man, they mowed it down. I mean, it one week we had corn coming up and it looked real promising, and the next week we didn't have anything. So that's just how it is.
Ira Dean was saying he wanted to bring his bow. It's bow season down there in Nashville. He saw a couple of deer on the way to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning. He was saying, all I got is my guitar. I don't have my bow with me. Would have liked to have brought my bow here to Western Pennsylvania.
I don't think, and like I said, you encompass both parts of this, and with the veterans and the farmers, and I think we really have to move forward with this, and farmers are looking for ways to supplement their income, and that's why they left them drill. That's why they left them drill on their properties, and that's why. And a lot of people thought that was terrible. But you know what? Fayette County's sitting on who knows how much natural gas. I don't even think they can even. They say we're the Saudi Arabia for natural gas right here. But I know that they're going to test drill again here within the next little bit. I think they're going to try to see what. I guess there's a pool of oil here too. Yeah,
and I know down close where I live at.
Over where you are.
Yeah, on Sunshine Hollow down there, that they're putting a big derrick rig down there, from what I understand. They've beefed up the infrastructures and things like that, and I don't know how far back it goes, but it's going to hit the corner of our property. And there's talk about them drilling on our property as well, but. I mean, I'm for it, but I'm against it because I'm looking at some of the animals I've got to get rid of and downsize in order to make it to where it's feasible that I'm not abusing the ground. So, it's one day at a time on that situation.
And I have a solar company that's approached me 3 times, and I've turned them down all 3 times because they wanted to take. And I'm fortunate. I was fortunate, but they wanted to take land that could be plowed. And like I told them, I says, if you want to do that hillside over there, I said, I'll get somebody in here to clear it off. They said, no, we want to do this, and I said, no. I said, I'm not giving up that property. I said, you never know when we're going to need to plant potatoes in Fayette County. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Now, I'm not in a position where I have to worry about it just yet. But I gave them some options, and I guess there's somebody who's going to come back another week here. I guess they're looking at it, but I don't know with the government subsidies and things like that. That's probably with our president right now. He's cutting all these things out. So, I mean, and that's the only way solar works. It has to be subsidized. It's kind of like the windmills. I mean, as long as you're 20 miles away from them and you're looking at them, they look nice. But if you had to live underneath one, I don't know how it would be. So, anything else you want to talk about today, Larry? I'll give you the opportunity.
Well, I had an interesting discussion with your opponent. Actually, it wasn't really a discussion or whatever. I'd send him a message, and John, you know that I slammed you whenever it was during the primaries. I mean, and I asked you hard questions and things like that. And the difference is that you respect me enough to call me and let me know, hey, this is the answer. Or if you didn't have the answer, you you find, and you did, and you called me back, and that's the God's honest truth. But whenever I messaged Mr. Santilli and asked him, what kind of things are you willing to implement for the security of my DD-214, he basically just responded back with basically negativity, basically saying that if I don't have time for you because you're not a supporter. And that's disheartening because any politician, it's their job to answer to the voters, whether it's a Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever. As a Fayette County voter, and I've said this before, your votes aren't sealed in stone until you cast it. So you have every right to change your mind or anything like that because that's our God-given right. That doesn't come from the government. That's a God-given right. And it was disheartening for him to kind of say that, as far as that that I'm irrelevant basically in his part. So in my opinion on that, and I'm not here to bash Mr. Santilli. I don't know the gentleman, but in my part is if you're going to respond to me like that while you're running, what are you going to do for me? Because you know me now. Are you going to do your job, and are you going to be unbiased whenever whenever I come into your office to seek help? And that would be that's my biggest concern. John knew that I busted your chops, John, during the primaries, and but the thing is that he respected me enough to give me a call back, and also whenever he didn't know the answers, he called me back too. So I built a lot of respect for John, and I'm not here to promote anybody, but I'm just saying that as a veteran, that I feel like I was. I don't know the words. It's unbelievable. Yeah, disrespect. And
Did you do this online publicly?
No, it was a private message because I messaged him. I'll be honest with you. I messaged him and I said, hey, what's your stance on this, and this? And he said, and I posted on Facebook so y'all can see it. And I've never bashed Mr. Santilli. Maybe some of his supporters and stuff when they came after me, coming after my business and after my farm. And things, and after my family, I don't tolerate that. I fought for 18 years in this country, and I've seen a lot of action. And imagine what I'll do to protect my family. And the thing is that it shouldn't be that way. I've had people say, "Why did I change my mind? Why did I do this? Well, you know what? My opinion is, as a free American, it ain't none of y'all's business what I do." And if you can't get behind it, you can't stand beside me, get behind me because I'm going through you. And it's totally ridiculous of what some of these people do, like accusing me that I'm profiting from the PA Veteran Farming Network. Never have, never will. I'm a very firm advocate for veterans and for farmers. And, I'm just here to set the record straight. And the thing is, you can bash me on Facebook, you can slander me, but if the military wanted me to have feelings, they would have issued it to me. So trust me, whenever I say, y'all don't bother me. And, the thing is, I respect people's opinions. I just had a conversation yesterday with a gentleman, and there was a different candidate supporter and stuff on the phone. He gave me his phone number. I called him up. We came to a mutual agreement. I mean, I'm all about opinions, and I'm all about facts. And that's the problem is that there's a lot of things that aren't factual around here that's going on the Facebook and saying this person did this and that person did that. As a conscientious voter, y'all need to do your due diligence, is what I'm saying.
Well, I have to cut you off there, but I will tell you the first time I talked to Larry, it was a little contentious, but we had that cup of coffee, and once he talked to me for about 30 seconds, he realized where I was coming from and what I was all about. And I really want to thank him. He's become a friend, and no matter what happens, I know that I can count on him to help me out. So, hey, let's start with this. Let's close with this. On this road called life, you have to take the good with the bad. Smile when you're sad. Love what you got and remember what you had. Always forgive and try to forget. People change. Things go wrong. But just remember, the ride goes on. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. I am John Marietta, and I am the Hillbilly.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Jamaica is bracing for what could be a devastating hurricane. Category 5 Hurricane Melissa.
Based on the magnitude, we don't know what will happen. I have seen and heard that it's going to be very catastrophic.
The hurricane will make landfall in the coming hours, but Jason Allen reports from King.